Falcons in a Flash. This is Miss Donald, your Magnet Site Coordinator at Sherwood Middle Academic Magnet School. I am here right now with our fabulous Visual and Performing Arts Department. They are here to tell you a little bit about each of their individual programs. We have some award-winning programs at Sherwood Middle. Although we are not a Visual and Performing Arts school, our students leave here with more knowledge about the visual and performing arts than you could ever dream of. So we are going to begin our interviews right now with Miss Eves. She is our piano and choir teacher. So Miss Eves, tell us a little bit about your program.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Eves. This is my second year at Sherwood Middle, but I actually started out as a student teacher here. So as Miss Donald said, I am the choir and piano teacher. Here at Sherwood, we have 4 different choir classes and 2 piano classes. So 6th graders start in choir all together, and then in 7th and 8th grade, students get separated to where the girls go into one class and the boys go into another. So we always like to separate our boys and our girls. That way you can feel the most confident and the most comfortable while singing. My piano classes, I have 1 6th grade piano class each semester. So when you're a 6th grader, if you think, ooh, maybe I would like to try out piano, but I don't want to take it for a whole year, you don't have to. You can just do it for 6 months. So you'll have me in 6th grade for a semester, and then if you like it, then you can stay in piano class for intermediate and advanced, which is my class of 7th and 8th grade.
Wonderful, Miss Eves. I have a question for you. We have a lot of students who come from elementary schools that focus more on science and STEM themes for their magnet programs. If we have a student who comes from a science elementary school, but is interested in learning some of the performing arts, such as, let's say, piano, but they've never touched a piano before, will that still work for your class?
Absolutely. Those are some of my favorite students to work with because they are a complete blank slate. They get to learn all of the basics of music. And even if you come from an elementary school that works with music a lot and has performance integrated, you're still going to get to perform often. You just may know a little bit more than your classmates know before they come in.
Perfect. Thank you, Miss Eves. We appreciate you being here. We are going to move next to a very special teacher at Sherwood Middle. Miss Hayes is a new teacher to Sherwood Middle, and what's special about her is that she used to be one of our students before she entered the workforce. And so we are so thrilled to have her here this year. And Miss Hayes is our orchestra director. So I'm going to let Miss Hayes tell you a little bit about her program at Sherwood Middle Academic Magnet. Miss Hayes?
Yes, I am very excited to be here. Like she said, I'm Miss Hayes. I teach beginning, intermediate, and advanced orchestra. Because we have those 3, we do take in a wide range of skills into the program. So regardless of your musical background, you can join the orchestra. For our intermediate and advanced orchestras, we do a placement exam in the beginning just to see where you are in terms of playing and theory. But like I said, everyone is welcome. And the program is special because I was more directly in the students' shoes at one point. So I'm very excited to be here and I hope to build the program.
Thank you, Miss Hayes. We are thrilled that you are here. Moving right along, we have one of our world famous directors. This is going to be Mr. Pizzo. He is our band director here at Sherwood Middle, and he has helped build this visual and performing arts program from the ground up. Mr. Pizzo has been at this school for longer than I have, so you know that he's been working diligently over the past 15 years to make our program what it is. Mr. Pizzo, take it away.
All right. Hey, everybody. How are you? So glad to be speaking to you about the famous Sherwood Middle Band program. Just a couple of background facts. So here's a couple fun facts about the program. I've been leading the band program for the past 15 years, and I am a former teacher of the year for both the school and the middle school teacher of the year for the parish. So that's always a fun fact to see who some of your teachers are and what you're working with. I'm also a professional musician, so you're getting a chance to study with somebody who practices their craft. We have several teachers at our school who do that, and that's one of the joys of being able to study in the arts with somebody who's actually practicing it. Our band program does perform on the local, regional, and national levels for both concert and jazz band, and we're consistently scoring at the top of each category. And that's another thing that we really strive to do as we're getting ready for the various competitions. We get a chance to travel. So we've traveled everywhere from Texas over to Florida, and we're going to keep exploring various aspects to enhance our music education development through these regional and national events that we're so graciously attending. Many of our students do place in individual competitions, such as the East Baton Rouge All Parish Honor Band. Plus, they also tend to move on to Baton Rouge High to play over there and continuing to advance. We even have students that go ahead and study music in college, and we have several that are performing professionally at this time. So it just goes to show you how they can start in middle school not knowing anything when they come in and move all the way to the professional realm. So that's just a great aspect of our program. We do start them off at the beginner level. We have intermediate students who have about a year or two underneath their belt, advanced students with 2 or 3 years underneath their belt, and we are the only middle school that has a full-time jazz ensemble program here. What makes this program unique to Sherwood? It's led by those that care. It's led up by those with the experiences inside their craft. Our students also get to learn from outside resources, such as other professional musicians from around the local area, regionally, and nationally. And that's a chance that our kids get that not many get around this parish. We do work on the high school, preparatory, and college and career readiness into our virtual learning as well. So we'll have guests from other states, colleges, other high schools around the nation that have ties into our band program that come in and give us some information on, hey, here's some feedback on what you guys are doing, or here's some new information for you. So the kids get, exposed to so many different things. But overall, within the Sherwood Middle Band program, you get a great foundation for the basics of the music, and it's extremely cross-curricular, and there's not a better place to be than in the band.
Thank you, Mr. Pizzo. And he touched on a couple of different points that our other students and administrators have already touched on. And that's that we help create students who think outside of just the four walls of this school building, bringing the visitors into Mr. Pizzo's class, which he does all the time. Having visitors in his classroom from outside of our school really helps the students see opportunities for the future and helps students see what life's like as a musician outside of middle school. And I think that's a huge opportunity for our kids. Thank you, Mr. Pizzo, so much. Moving right along, we are going to move into one of our performing arts classes, departments really, and Mr. Russ, who is our drama coordinator, who is absolutely one of our students' favorite teachers when you ask them. Mr. Russ's name constantly comes up. His classes are engaging and unique, and I can't wait for him to share about his program. Mr. Russ.
Yes, thank you. As she said, I am Michael Russ. I am the drama teacher here at Sherwood Middle. My 8th year teaching here, I'm actually a math teacher by certification, but I also teach drama. I've been doing it now for 6 years. And over these 6 years, the program has really grown. It started off as just an introductory course where we were learning about the basic mechanics of being on stage. And that's what we still do in that course. And I've even branched out with that particular course to having them see how it feels to be on stage alone with a monologue, and then bring in somebody to pair with in a duet scene, and then further going into a small group scene, so they get a feel for how things work on the stage as the cast continues to grow. In the Drama 1 class, which is our intermediate course, that's actually my performance class. And we have done, as you see some of these posters behind me here, we've done a plethora of shows over the 6 years. And like I said, the program is just continuing to grow. What I find unique about our program is that the curriculum for Sherwood is built or set up for our students to be able to lead the show. And I don't mean just lead on the stage, but I mean lead from behind the scenes. I have some kids who just love the class so much that they take it a third. There's only 2 installments of the class, but they take it their 3rd year in middle school. Those veterans, as I call them, have the opportunity to be able to stage manage for a show and even work their way up to directing their own show. In the past, I've had some of my actors, some of my veteran actors run the show. And it's crazy because they get to the point where they're tougher than I am as the director. So they've learned these techniques, they've learned these things, and they know what needs to see, what the audience wants to see on stage. So I think that's what makes the program here at Sherwood special.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Russ. You know, I think it's fascinating. As middle school teachers, we don't always see confidence in middle schoolers. Middle schoolers, everybody knows, middle school is a hard few years where children are coming into themselves and learning about themselves and learning how to be confident. And I think Mr. Russ's drama program really does instill that in these children. When you see a 12-year-old directing a full play, it's shocking. You know, Mr. Russ instills that self-esteem in them and make sure that the students understand that they can do hard things. You know, directing a play is hard for an adult, but directing a play is really hard for a middle schooler, but they take on the challenge like it's nothing. So we are so thankful for Mr. Russ and his drama program. Thank you, Mr. Russ, for being here.
No problem. Thank you.
Of course, moving right along, last but certainly not least, our wonderful visual arts teacher, Miss Trigg. Miss Trigg has been at Sherwood for a while now, and she has grown our art department tremendously. She also teaches our yearbook class, so I'm going to let Miss Trigg tell us about her program. Miss Trigg.
Hi, in art we have 3 levels at Sherwood. We have our beginnings, which is just a half a year art course for students who kind of want to see if they like it, try out some different media. We do drawing, painting, 3D projects, just a variety of just getting students exposed to the fundamentals of art, new vocabulary, new techniques. And then if students want to continue art, they can take it all year in 7th grade in intermediate art and again in 8th grade for advanced. In intermediate, we build on those beginning foundational skills and add a lot of knowledge about principles of design. In 8th grade, we get into a little bit more art history and art movements and some more advanced techniques such as oil painting. But in all 3 levels, students it's a messy class. It's hands-on. We're very lucky that our room used to be a home ec room, so we have a lot of sinks, and I think students really enjoy the opportunity just to, you know, turn their brains to a different mode during the academic day and really just get creative and just think differently. And that applies. We make connections all the time in art to science, to chemistry, to geometry, to math, to ratios. Just everything ties into art. And I try to, enhance that and really play that up for students, and they make so many connections that I haven't even thought of, which is incredible. And just to see students' skills, I think the most rewarding part of my job is to see their technical skills grow from 6th to 8th grade, and they get more confident and just start to find their own style instead of wanting to have to, can I Google something like really quick before we start a project? And that's really rewarding. I think the other great thing about our art program is we also bring in community artists, do demonstrations for us, and we get out in the community. We participate in the East Baton Rouge Parish Library's Baker Fair every year. Students lead demos for community members about, we've done printmaking before, we've done, a couple other techniques where we're just showing the rest of Baton Rouge what we do. And that's a great opportunity for students to be leaders. And we showcase our art there. We show at the DuBose Show. We show at the Kiwanis Pancake Festival. Our students regularly win awards for their art. They won a parish-wide 3 8th graders last year won a parish-wide competition from the Department of Environmental Quality to design a bumper sticker and a public relations campaign about water and pollution. And we got to meet the mayor. That was pretty fun. We also, my 8th grade students can think about art as a business and whether they want to monetize their art, and just thinking about art differently as trying to mass produce things that will appeal to an audience versus creating to express or do what you want to do. It's a little bit different mode, and you can kind of dabble in 8th grade and do white light night. We've had a tent for 8th graders to sell their art and keep some money from it too.
Yes, I think that's really interesting that Ms. Trigg said that. Our principal, Ms. Noel, every year talks to the 8th grade students and even some of the 6th and 7th graders about buying their art. And you should see their faces when they are told that they can sell it to make real money. They're like, What do you mean you're going to pay me for my artwork? And so showing them a real world application of something that we teach here is so important to us. And you know, one of the things that Ms. Trigg touched on that I think is really important is making sure the students understand that being smart as far as content knowledge and the core subjects is so important, but also being able to be creative within those subjects. I mean, use that art in those subjects, tying art into math. And that's something that we really strive to do cross-curricular with our arts department, is making sure that students, we want them to have the content knowledge to be successful in high school and college, but we also want them to be creative. We want them to be able to think critically, and that truly is what our arts department offers our students. So thank you so much, Ms. Trigg. We appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to come smell your wonderful art class soon. It really does smell like an art studio.
Blue and paint.
That's right. Tell me about yearbook, Ms. Trigg.
The other class I get to teach is yearbook. 8th graders at Sherwood can sign up for this elective, and this is rare that a middle school has a yearbook dedicated class. My middle schoolers make the yearbook from scratch, from blank to 80 pages of published wonderfulness, and they learn so many career skills. We start with like journalistic ethics. We learn about interviewing, having the confidence to go up to somebody you don't know, ask them their name, try to ask questions that, you know, elicit a deeper answer than just a yes or a no, record quotes faithfully and honestly, and, you know, gather data to tell a story. Our students design surveys to make infographics. They learn all kinds of publishing, graphic arts, graphic design skills. They design the cover, the spreads. We learn basics of photography. So that's just a phenomenal opportunity that students can take many different directions in college. And then I also wanted to add that a lot of our advanced art students do go on to qualify for talented art programs in high school. So that's another direction to go.
Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that, Ms. Trigg. You know, I hear all the times, I have a lot of friends in my life that are teachers, and I hear all the time, they tell me, well, I'm in charge of the yearbook. And they kind of make this sad face like, oh, I have to publish a yearbook. And I tell them every time, your students can do this. Our middle school students publish an 80-page yearbook every year. And it's beautiful, and it's colorful, and it's creative. And, you know, when you give your students the opportunity, they will rise to the challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's last year's cover. We always have a contest to be designed by students. They choose the theme, and they also learn about selling and marketing a product in that class. So just such a rich variety of skills.
Who knew that an art class could be so rich in content, truly? And we appreciate you, Ms. Trigg. You are amazing, and we can't wait to get our new students in your class.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you. That's it for this episode of Falcons in a Flash, and we will see you next time.